I have often spoken about the Mexican holiday tradition of posadas, in which folks in small communities reenact an interpretation of the Christmas story, in which Mary and Joseph knock at different doors looking for lodging and repeatedly being turned away. All the while, Mary being pregnant and expecting her son, Jesus. The word posada is Spanish for inn. But some of the keener listeners among you may have noticed that that is not the word I used when reading out the Christmas lesson today. Sure, most current translations of Luke chapter 2, verse 7 speak about there being, quote, no room at the inn, unquote. But among the many parts of the Christmas story that raise questions for historians and scholars, the translation of the word inn for the ancient Greek kataluma comes up. Many scholars believe that the word could more accurately be translated as guest room, which is the word I used today. Households in Bethlehem, like many places in the region at the time, would likely have a guest room to house relatives or other travelers. And some biblical scholars suggest that the Holy Family in the story may have been staying with their extended family. Bethlehem, after all, would have been a hometown of Joseph. In that case, the house would have been more crowded than expected, and they would have had to stay in the lower level of the home, where the animals were also around, not where they would have expected to be, but a warm enough space to bear a child and shelter a child. This evening, some of us are not where we expected to be. Our preferred spiritual home is less accessible than usual. And some among us may have had travel plans upended this weekend, perhaps with unexpected guests or the lack thereof. Nonetheless, if you are joining us in this space this afternoon, you are likely to find a place that is warm enough to shelter you and anyone around you, and to bear witness to this holiday, however you feel the need to observe it. Whichever your observances, my friends, the realities of this season, as witnessed particularly over the past couple of days, are that our shelter is an important place in which to find a home base. And setting it up in the way that makes that stay as pleasant and heartwarming as possible is part of the necessity and the spirit of the season. This month, my friends, we have been exploring the call for us to get into the mood for what we might call hibernation. And today is a good place to put that into practice, be it by decking the hall, lighting a fire, or watching a show featuring a fire, or any other classic film, or simply putting on a good winter sweater with the right winter food. Today is a good place to put the spirit of hibernation into practice. My friends, it is also a day in which to witness the hardship that many in our community have in being able to hibernate in comfort. And we make it a practice to remember all our community members, near and far, and make efforts to make access for housewarming spaces easier and more accessible, be it with gifts of money, time, or advocacy, for those who need shelter or better access to homes. That is also part of the necessity and spirit of the season. And so, my friends, just as we warm each other today with our presence in this space, we may warm our hearts and our homes tonight and search to warm the hearts and the homes of those around us. So may it be in the spirit of the season. Amen.